Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm David Kingsbury. I'm the head of customer success digital experience at Deep Target. And I have with me my favorite sidekick, Helen. Good morning, Helen.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
And you're at Deep Target's customer success webinar for April. And we've got a lot of great material. In fact, Helen fussed at me this morning as we were doing final prep and said I had too much material. Right, Helen?
That's I
So,
do. That's true.
okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that doesn't interrupt anyone, and you guys don't need to look at me. So I'm going to stop my video, and Helen may do the same, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So first of all, uh, the agenda every month is pretty much the same, but what we do is we change the details of each of our agenda items. So we're going to talk a little bit about Deep Target in the news in the beginning. We're going to talk about the industry, a couple of financial reports, articles that you should be aware of that you might want to read that are very timely and appropriate to digital marketing. And today we're going to talk about our measuring performance and seeing your results, which is a pretty amazing thing, how Deep Target covers all this. So much so that I bet you probably don't know all the different ways unless you're really amazing, which many of you are. And Helen's going to do a tip of the month, which feeds into the KPIs. And then finally, we have two case studies that we're really excited about as well today. So we'll go ahead and get started. And first of all, we're always excited to show this is our recent set of new customers that have joined us. Two in the last month. We have another one that just joined us here in the last couple of weeks, Homeland Credit Union. So our family continues to grow, and we're so excited about all of you guys. And if you're new on the phone today, love to hear from you. You probably know Helen pretty well because of your recent implementation, but we'd love to talk to you. Keep in touch. So we'll just keep going. In the news just recently, this is our CEO, Preetha Polasani. She was interviewed in a CU broadcast podcast with Mike Lawson, who runs CU Broadcast. And this gentleman down here below is, he is our CIO from Dow Credit Union, Mark Gandy. Very impressive individual. And they're talking about they went live with us a couple, 3 months ago, and they're doing really, really well. So great podcast if you'd like to check that out and hear from them. And, we like to promote our community, so you guys are welcome to reach out to other customers of ours. Everybody is very open to share successes and how they might be using Deep Target or campaigns, which is really great. So we have a super community. Right, Helen?
We do.
Yeah, we really do. Okay, so let's talk about the financial industry news. First of all, I want to re-bring this one up. I brought this up actually a couple months ago, talking about the demographic trends for marketers in 2025. I just want to make sure, I think everybody's on top of this, the great wealth transfer that's occurring and how you might engage seniors as they transfer their wealth, build their wealth for their families and relatives. And then the younger generation. So just bookending, if you will, these two demographics, which are really, really top of mind right now. And the younger generations today are super interested in investing early. They're really smart. This Gen Z is absolutely amazing. So make sure that you're engaging these guys for the products and services that you have. Okay. Also, this is more appropriate for our topic today. This is another article, 5 key metrics for measuring marketing ROI beyond just clicks. Okay. So we're going to talk to in some pretty big detail about all the ways you can review your results of your campaigns within Deep Target. But these are coming to the forefront. Customer lifetime value, product adoption, how your adoption rates are occurring across your all of your account holders, new and existing. Engagement quality, that's a really interesting topic. Churn rate and retention metrics, and ROI attribution. So what kind of revenue have you made over time within a particular account holder, and projected ROI. So, and all of these can have projections in them. So great article, check it out. I'll just tell you that we're going to talk about our KPIs, which are very unique in the industry, honestly, and a little bit more about customer lifetime value. But my question to you guys as head of a lot of our product stuff, and looking, if you guys are implementing any of these or have these implemented, I'd love to talk to you about it on how you've done that and how that looks. So please reach out to me to have a little conversation about that, because we are going to be adding some of these into the product here in the future. Okay. So let's talk about data engagement and results for just a minute. So traditionally, in digital marketing or marketing period, but digital marketing for sure, we want to understand our level of engagement. So impressions are the first of those. So how many impressions of a particular campaign ad is your customer member base getting? That total number of impressions and unique user impressions. So that's both in clicks and impressions. Within Deep Target, we actually, as you know, boil down the impressions and clicks. So you see a more realistic number for measurement, which most other systems do not do. And therefore, it's a little bit beyond reality with the results you might see. So that's why unique impressions, unique clicks are so important. And we also count the number of clicks per account holder. So in our reporting, you can export the campaign category report or the campaign performance report, and you'll see that perhaps Bob has clicked on this particular campaign ad 5 times in the last week. So that's a behavioral result rather than just one click. He clicked 5 times over the course of maybe a 10-day period. So Bob's really interested. So Bob might deserve a phone call maybe from your call center, that kind of thing. And then, of course, accounts opened. So lots of great detail that we have available in the product, and we'll talk about that. But now let's remind ourselves of the journey that every account holder has for one or more of your products at any particular time. So right now, we like to think, and we believe, every single account holder in your customer member base is interested in one or more of your products. And they're either in research mode, which means Bob may be looking, or Sally may be looking to purchase a house next year. So they're beginning to research it, looking at rates, looking at certainly areas where they're purchasing, but they're a year out. So they're in research mode. Then 3 to 6 months, they're considering their options. They're fine tuning it. They're looking closer. Then within about a month, they're ready to commit. So they want to find a deal. And then finally this week or right now, they're purchasing. So let's contrast that off of how you engage them with audiences. So this is where it gets really interesting. So old time digital marketing just said, hey, let's just send out a billboard effect, and we're going to promote mortgages to everybody. And hopefully we'll catch in our net those that are within a month or so of purchasing, and we'll get that result. The problem is that's really a spray and pray focus. It's easy to do. Problem is you're going to, about 75% of your account holders are not interested. And you're actually wasting their time when you could be showing them ads that are more relevant. So you run that risk of doing that. But there is also a method to this, that you do want to do this at time. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. Second, you want to use your data. So with Deep Target, you can rule base, which is a dynamic way. It will automatically target, and then as the data underneath changes, individuals will drop in and out of a campaign that they qualify for. List base, you can output out of your system based on criteria and create a list and upload that into Deep Target. But then that gets out of date fairly quickly, and you don't want to show an ad to someone who just took out a consumer loan with you necessarily, right? Okay, and then our latest that we released now, it's about 4 years ago, which was our AI machine learning predictive campaigns. And we'd love to talk to you about this. If you're not using it, these are based on propensities of your account holders to be interested. And we use machine learning based on a history of all those that it did open accounts. Uh, so really powerful stuff there. And then finally, transaction-based data. And this is probably the most important because it's going to be those really in the final month or week that are interested in products, and you want to reach them. And an example simply is you could see a transaction where there was a car expense last week, major car expense, and maybe they're ready for a consumer loan to fix that car or a new car to replace that car or something else. Maybe they need a vacation just to get away because of the car. I'm not sure, just teasing. Okay, so lots of information to consider, but very powerful. And again, we're happy to help you make plans for this, okay? So what that means is inside of dTarget, you can do all user, target by rule, target by list, target by predictive model, and now available target by transaction. So we're excited, super excited that we have the fullest breadth of capability for creating audiences. Okay, great stuff. The Fin goal, if you'd like to meet on that, let us know. It's relatively a new capability that we've released this year, but it's going to go through all the transaction data and come back with all of the different details. And then we can use those to create personas, and we can target those personas. So really powerful stuff. Okay. All right. Deep target KPIs. So how many of you guys know all the different KPIs we offer? So there's 3 main ones, but there's all sorts of other indicators that we have as well. But the key performance indicators are KEI, key engagement indicator, KMI, key impression indicator, because impressions do matter, as we know, and then key revenue indicator. So each one of these came from you guys over time, asking us for details on reporting. So we're going to define those here in just a moment. And then customer lifetime value is something that's really come to the forefront, and we're looking at that to include in the product or in our reporting here sometime in the near future. Okay. All right, so let's look at, first of all, our dashboard. Where do you get access to these metrics, and how can you use them? Okay. So I just want to remind you on the dashboard, the first scorecard you see is your today's stats. So here's total impressions that have occurred today. Down here in the bottom is actually, it's kind of hard to see, but this is what I call the high water mark. So in the last 7 days, you reached actually 200, the high water mark was 205,000. They're at 84,000, so that gives you this dial representation. Here's on clicks, 49 in the last 7 days, 14 so far today. Data freshness today, campaign freshness, all things that relate to today's stats. And then the key performance metrics, KEI, KMI, and KRI. So the first one is the key engagement indicator. Helen, you want to explain that to the team?
Sure. So when you hover over any of these performance metrics on that scorecard, you're going to see a number. And in this example, it shows 34 users. So what does that mean? That means, on average, how many unique users did it take to click on an ad? So, and this is saying every time somebody sees an ad, every 34th account holder is clicking. So
Right.
we have a range for each of these. So if you're outstanding, you're, any 50 up to 50, and then
Right.
51 to 100. So this is really showing you what your engagement is. So the lower the number, the better. And you'll see green as it,
That's right.
if it's better. If it's getting worse, it'll go yellow and red.
That's right. So this is click based. So in this case, 34, it took on average 34 users to receive a click last month. So what about impressions? Impressions occur significantly out there as well, and they do have influence on new account opens. So it's important for us to track that, and we do that with KMI. And what this is the number of unique users last month it took for you to actually see a new account opened. So with 45 unique users having impressions, at least one impression across the campaigns you have deployed, within that 45, one of them opened a new account with that product that was being promoted. So really powerful. And again, we have a range. Less than 100 is outstanding, 101 to 200 is excellent, and so forth. And the colors will change, right?
Yeah, that's right. And David, and just for everybody's knowledge, anything on the performance metrics card is looking at the last month. So this is your metric from the last month.
Last month, that's right, that's right. Okay, and the key revenue indicator, we added this approximately 2 years ago because many of you guys said, well, hey, how are we performing against our peer group? Well, so that's what we do. So there are peer groups out here. You see them down at the bottom, less than 100 million, 100 million to 250, 250 to 500, so forth. If you fall, wherever you fall in this group, we compare you against the others, and then we give you a result. So if you're 100%, which is outstanding, it actually means, in this case, you're the top performer in your peer group. So it could be 100, it could be 90, it could be 85, depending on, and on down. And so it's really helps you understand. And if you want more detail about that, we've had to see, okay, so I'm 95, so somebody's ahead of me. Who's doing better than me? So we can actually tell you that, but we don't obviously report it here. But if you want to talk to us about any one of these KPIs, we'd love to share more detail on them. Okay? Awesome. So I want to go a little deeper and make sure everybody is aware of this awesome report. So click-through rates, so important because it's now out in the industry. If you get one click on 2,000 impressions, that's considered a good result, an average good result. So that's doing the math on that ends up being just about between 0.05 and 1.0 click-through rate. So you want to try to get above, you want to get 1% click-through rate or higher. And then if you do, that's even better, the higher you get. Well, oh my gosh, look at this customer. So this report is the chart view of campaign category analytics. And it rolls up. So here's our example. And this customer was, if you guys are out there and saw this, are you stuck in a revolving door of credit card? I'm not sure what the rest of it, we cut it off. Debt, thank you. They showed this ad, and it had over 11,000 unique impressions, 558 unique clicks, which is a click-through rate of 4.94%, which is phenomenal. Then they have another one, which also has an extremely high one. But here's the cool thing. We summarize it. We roll it up. So for the 2 credit card campaigns running during this time period selected here, they received a 6.73% click-through rate. So this customer of ours is doing an exceptional job of targeting and engaging with their messaging, their image, and their call to action. And people are clicking and they're interested. So great work. But just remember that this report's available. Very powerful report, and you can export it out into a CSV so you can share it more with others. Okay. And then, of course, we have the KPIs all listed within the management report. So the raw details. So how many in October, this customer was running 42. Wow. I didn't even realize that, Helen. That's a great set of campaigns. 42 campaigns. So I know they're highly targeted. So their audiences are probably small, but very specific, so highly relevant. Almost 2 million impressions, 13,000 unique clicks, 26,000 mobile. Wow. And their collective KEI is 14. which is outstanding. And those 2243 clicks can be leads that can be shipped off to your call center and have resulted in 713 influenced new accounts, which is also outstanding. There's that KMI. And I didn't have a chance to add it, but don't forget, there's more detail. The KRI is actually available in the growth grid, which is another tab in the management report. Helen, did you want to add anything else on this guy?
Not on this particular chart, not this time.
All right, perfect. All right, so now we're into Helen's hints. Here we go, Helen.
Okay, so KPIs, KMIs, KEIs are all well and good, but how do you get there? And what do you have to do to make sure that your results reflect actually what's happening? So it's important that when you set up your campaigns that, there's certain settings that you need to make sure that are there. So I want to talk a little bit about product codes. This is what I guess my big thing I preach about mostly. The most important piece of Deep Target is that when, everybody has particular product codes for your institution. And you want to make sure that they're mapped into the appropriate account types in Deep Target. So you want, here are some tips of where to go to see which ones that need to be reviewed. I would look at this quarterly or more frequently if you know that you have new products coming out, or new products have come out, particularly in CDs and sometimes checking. Those are the two products that we see most change in as far as codes. Make sure that those are mapped into the checking or the CD categories or whatever. So this particular one to go into settings, the instant settings and manage account types, and you can map those codes into the correct account type. And then you always want to enter your description there. You can do that. You can send that list to us. We'll be happy to do that for you. So, or if you have any questions, just reach out to our support team and we'll show you how to do that if you're not comfortable doing it yourself. So product codes is one thing. And then the next one are campaign product assignments. So when you create your campaign, it's really important to look into campaign settings and go over to that product assignments tab and look at what account types or specific codes are checked. Because when you create the campaign, the product assignments are there to say what product are you interested in that account holder to open. So if you have something like a skip a pay, you're not asking them to open a product because they already have a product. So that you wouldn't check anything in that case. But if you were opening up a new type of consumer loan, or you've got a signature loan or something like that, you want to make sure that you go into product assignments and check the appropriate category. Two things, just kind of hints here: never select the unassigned account type in product assignments. What happens there is as you have new product codes that come into the system, they get put in an unassigned bucket, and that's where the unmapped ones sit. So if you have unassigned, that would show up, you'd give you erroneous results on your management report. And you'd say, hey, I opened a product and it's unassigned instead of being a consumer loan or whatever appropriate category it should be. So that's a tip. And if you have products like announcements, services, holidays, events, any of those, you don't select an account type. So those are the times that you would just not select a product assignment. So just want to make sure that you guys were aware of that. And the final one is about the monthly management report revenue and KRI. We talk about KRI and we're like, well, what's all that revenue stuff about? How do I get that? Where is it derived from? In Deep Target, under settings, under average revenue values, for every account type, there is a specific dollar amount per account type that's by default is there. So we use those numbers there to on the management report. So if you opened up, 50 CDs, it would look at, if you were making any money off of the CD, it would say how much did you make per account. Now, you can go in and modify those, and we encourage you to look at your institution and modify those because you want it to be reflective of your institution, not necessarily default values that we have.
Perfect. Awesome, Helen. Okay, So great details. Please reach out to support@deeptarget.com if you have questions. Set up a meeting. Remember, we do 2 review meetings free each year for everybody where we can come and help you optimize. And of course, when you go live with Deep Target, all this is set up during that. So you come out the gate really strong. Okay. All right. So let's talk about some case studies. So we have 2 today that we're real proud of. And if you're on the call, we'd love to talk to you about them. But first of all, it's Jolt, the credit union. Jolt has already this year launched a credit card campaign with a cashback promotion. And both online banking and mobile, they've achieved a 3.61 click-through rate. You can actually see this in the campaign performance um, chart that's related to the campaign specifically. And 15,000 unique impressions and 547 unique clicks. And here on the influence conversions report, which is also shows up in the management report, is 211 new account opens so far this year based on this campaign. Great work to Jolt, great stuff. And we're very proud of them for that work. And then secondarily, here comes Heritage South. This is an amazing set of campaigns. So what they've done is they've actually deployed this year 4 different auto loan type campaigns. And here's the campaign category analytics showing the results of the unique impressions and total clicks. And I'm going to go through them real quick up here. The auto loan one has a great click-through rate of 4.51. Rolls or floats almost has 1%, which is, again, remember, industry standard is 1%. 3D Story is another, if you will, type of deployment, which has gotten great results. And then Teen Auto Loan has gotten, so you can see these are targeted, 684, I'm going to say age appropriate for this one, 9.36%. So what they've done is, here's an all user campaign. Remember we talked about looking for a new car, research mode. And then we're going to talk about a targeted set of campaigns. So more targeted, get a break on interest rates, the 3D Story, which is targeted, and then the Teen, which is targeted. So across these 4 campaigns, they're getting an average click-through rate of 5.67, which is phenomenal. So, and already this year, 144 new auto loans have been opened related to and influenced by these campaigns. So way to go, Heritage South. Good job. Great work. We're super excited with all of our customers, and we'll continue to promote the case studies every time. And don't forget about our managed services. We have over 35 of you guys using our managed services to help you utilize the best optimal digital marketing with Deep Target. So let our experts be a part of your team. We'd be excited to help you. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get the latest number. Look at our happy faces down there, Helen and I, with our videos. And just as a reminder, you should be really proud, and we're very proud as well. We have the most capabilities of any digital marketing solution in the financial banking industry, and you're part of that family. So we're great to have you part of this team. And so with that, oh, that's right. So refer a friend. We have so many new accounts that have come in from colleagues in the industry recommending us to others. So we're super happy about that. Thank you for that. Please consider doing that as well. And then finally, Helen, Java Joy today.
Okay.
Do you have a winner?
Yeah. This month's winner is Allison Janosco out of AmeriChoice.
Excellent, Allison.
That's great, Allison.
Congratulations. Watch for an email from me as you see a Starbucks e-gift card coming. Thank you for attending today, everybody. Be sure to join us next month in May, where we'll go through a new set of information and customer successes, and certainly Helen's hints. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Thank you, Helen. You guys take care.
See you next month. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.